Arkansas Gazette, Little Rock, Arkansas, November 22nd, 1931. Arsenic, found in woman's stomach, but husband in jail exclaims, "I did not poison her." Facing murder charge, prosecuting attorney's office obtains incriminating evidence from children of C.E. Bowie. With the receipt yesterday of the report of a chemist that the viscera of Mrs. Rendy Elizabeth Bowie, aged 36, who died suddenly October 23rd at the family home, 2300 East 2nd Street, North Little Rock, contained traces of strychnine and arsenic. Carl E. Bailey, prosecuting attorney, and Fred A. Donham, deputy prosecuting attorney, said they were preparing to bring to trial her husband, C.E. Bowie, aged 45. Bowie, arrested November 10th, has been in jail since. A formal charge of murder was placed against him several days ago. Bowie denied any knowledge of the cause of Mrs. Bowie's death when Mr. Donham questioned him yesterday. When shown the chemist's report, Bowie said, "God knows I did not poison her." Mrs. Bowie, the mother of 8 children, one by a previous marriage, was about to become a mother again. On the night of October 23rd, Miss Veenie Bowie, a daughter aged 17, said her mother apparently was in good health. Another daughter recalled seeing her father give her mother a drink of water late that night, and 10 minutes later, Mrs. Bowie leaped from her bed with a scream and ran to the yard. A statement obtained from the older children of the family and turned over to Mr. Bailey and Mr. Donham says that several of the children followed their father from the house when he started after his wife died. In 10 minutes, we found Daddy holding Mama, who was stiffening. Green froth came from her mouth. The statement continues. He carried her back to bed and sent us to call a doctor. When we got back about 10 minutes later, Mama was dead. Mrs. Bowie was removed to the Baptist State Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Pillow casings on Mrs. Bowie's bed were smeared with a green substance. The children preserved the cases and later gave them to the prosecuting attorney. Following the death, Bowie is alleged to have insisted on burial the following morning and is said to have objected to an autopsy being performed. He instructed the undertakers not to embalm the body and arranged for burial in a cemetery at Jacksonville. No member of the family ever lived at Jacksonville. Dr. Clarence H. Young, deputy coroner, conducted an inquest and assigned heart disease as the cause of death. This was done to allay suspicion until a thorough investigation could be made, officers said yesterday. Mr. Bailey and Mr. Donham were told by the Bowie children that about a week after the death of their mother, their father arose early one morning and started a fire in the stove, as he usually remained in bed until breakfast was ready. Miss Veenie Bowie became suspicious, and when he returned to bed, she arose and examined the stove. She recovered a small can from the blaze. This also was given to officers. Children suspicious. A day or so later, the children told the officers their father instructed the oldest daughter to prepare chicken and dumplings for supper. One of the children said she saw their father place something in the pot while it was on the stove, and soon afterwards, the dumplings turned a pale green. The meal was served, but the children refused to eat the dish. The children told the officers that their father took only 2 small pieces. Still later, the 2 oldest girls said in their statement to the investigators, their father walked into their bedroom in the dead of night and grabbed Miss Veenie by the throat, but left the room without harming her. The children also are quoted by the attorneys as saying that about 10 days after their mother died, their father was seated in a room with them one night. No one was engaged in conversation with him at the time. He apparently was brooding. Suddenly, without any reason, they said he exclaimed, "God knows I did not poison my wife." What is considered another piece of evidence against Bowie by the officers is that while his wife's body lay in the family home before burial, he requested 2 women neighbors to examine the corpse and determine whether an autopsy had been performed. Officers say a 3rd woman remained in the room during the examination. The children told the officers that their father stabbed Lon Sheridan 8 years ago, and several years ago shot and wounded a man at England, who died later at a hospital here. They also quoted him as saying that he had killed another white man and also a Negro. Admits 1. Killing Mr. Bailey and Mr. Donham said yesterday Bowie admitted the stabbing at England but denied the other 2 killings. They say he admitted having told his family about these slayings, but insists that there was no truth in the statement. Under the supervision of Dr. Samuel G. Boyce, coroner, the body of Mrs. Bowie was exhumed November 11th, and the stomach, kidney, and liver were sent to the chemist. The chemist's report was that a toxic amount of arsenic and traces, although of no toxic amount, of strychnine were revealed by his analysis. Traces of the poison were found in all 3 organs. His report also read that the stains on the pillow casing failed to reveal a trace of poison, and that the can retrieved from the stove also failed to carry a trace of poison. However, he said the film found in the can was evidence that its contents had been destroyed by fire. A small vial found in the house contained strychnine. Had used poison Bowie attempted to explain the presence of the strychnine in the house. He said when he formerly lived in Faulkner County, foxes raided the hen house, and at his wife's suggestion, he went to Morrilton where he bought a bottle of strychnine and some arsenic. He said the poison was to be fed the chickens so that the foxes would be poisoned. After the removal of the family to North Little Rock, thieves raided the hen house at the home, and he said his wife again suggested that they use the poison to trap the thieves. Bowie said he bought the poison for that purpose. Mr. Bailey and Mr. Donham quote the children as saying that their father repeatedly had threatened to kill the entire family and frequently abused their mother. This news was given to Bowie yesterday by the authorities, who also told him of his children's information. Bowie simply said, "If that's the way they feel, I'll see that they will have no father." Mr. Bailey and Mr. Donham said yesterday that the Bowie case would be submitted to the grand jury December 1st. This has been a KDANN News Break with Henry Caldwell.